What's going on, everybody? Welcome back. Game week 41. I think that's what we're on. We got a new episode of Value Hunting. Just a reminder, if you haven't signed up for the little VIP action, you can go and do that. For the rest of this season, we'll be doing value hunting on Wednesday, like it is today. Also, fresh out of the shower. Hair's a little crazy this morning, but we'll be doing it every Wednesday. The weekend episode, there will be no value hunting. However, if you are a VIP, you will get the written form of value hunting. Also, if you haven't joined the Discord, maybe you get it in there as well, too. So just take a look at the links below, right? Sign up for the VIP that gets you into Live After Dark as well, where we give away rare tier cards. It will also give you access to the value hunting stuff. But enough of that. Value hunting game week 42. We're into the silly season of the NBA season. Most of the teams have only like 8 or 9 games left. So we're really like barreling down towards the playoffs, which once we get the information for how this playoff competition is going to go, we'll have a full-on video just for that, so stay tuned. But that's getting ahead of ourselves. Let's focus on game week 42. So I believe, let's go take a look at what we've got for the contests here. Let's go look at the lobby, and I believe we're still doing points free, right? Or this will be the first time with points free, so there you go, points free with the regular contest as well. I also just want to say, man, for my sweats this week, I have a rare champion lineup that's in 46 right now without a real champ, right? You see DeAndre Ayton, Derek White, Fred VanVleet, Lowry, and Nikhil Alexander-Walker. I'm so mad that it was just kind of my leftovers. I also have a decent shot in rare contender. I had Jalen Green drop 80, Kyrie with 54. Just need Franz and Bryce to pop. We got Anthony Gill with a 30 bomb, so that was kind of fun. But enough about that. Let's dive in. We're going to see some Raptors on the list today. Jonte Porter, if you subscribe to any sort of projections, he's going to be popping off the charts. But here's the thing. There's no Jonte Porter, so you're not going to be able to get his card. So we'll get the next best thing. Ochai Agbaji from Toronto. You can see only a year 1 cards on there, so you can get his limited for $3, is rare for 13. I got to tell you, I'm not a huge Agbaji fan. He seems to be like our new generation's Tony Snell, where he's just out there getting some cardio and getting on the treadmill. So Agbaji has a cap of 12, projects for 26. I mean, it is nice that they have a couple of games this game week. We do like that. However, I think I'd be more excited to play his teammate. We're going to look at Jordan Nwora, formerly of the Pacers. He's got, well, look at that headshot, baby. Cap of 16. He projects for 29. So it's a little bit more. His cap is one thing higher, but I'm sorry, his cap is 4 higher. But he projects for 3 extra points. Listen, Agbaji's minutes are safer. He's going to be out there a little bit longer. But for me, Jordan Nwara's ceiling is much higher. So I do like Jordan Nwora a little bit. So he's probably my favorite Raptor so far of that. We're going to go to Washington next, and Washington is a tire fire right now. And I don't know if they're just aggressively like, hey, let's give ourselves the best odd for the first overall pick. But like we saw last night, Denny Avdia missed some time. He's missed the last couple of games. Kuzma sat last night. And there was somebody else that Tyus Jones has missed the last handful of games as well. Still can't believe the Wizards didn't trade Tyus Jones. But the Wizards only have 1 game in this game week, so that news is going to be important to us. But excuse me, Justin Champagne, I don't know the pronunciation. Julian, excuse me, not Justin. Oh wait, no, it is Justin. Forgive me, it is Justin. And you see the Raptors logo there, but he is now on the Washington Wizards. So he's got a cap of 9. He projects for over 21 so rare fantasy points. He is coming off a really solid game last night, but again, that had more to do with the injury news. I will say, if Kuzma and Denny and Tyus Jones and all of them are back, I still think he's an okay play, but his ceiling definitely comes down a little bit. So I'd say cap of 15 with a cap of 9 with a projection closer to 19. But I do think if we see just one of those pieces sit, his ceiling gets a little bit higher now. A couple other guys that we'll talk about, that we talk about every week. Halliburton continues to play so-so basketball. He's got a cap of 36. He projects for 50. And Scoot Henderson continues to project well because his cap's only 23. I'm not going to pull those guys up because we talk about them every week. We're going to go back to Kobe Buffkin. Let's see if he's returned to action. So Atlanta is in a weird spot right now. They're playing pretty bad. Trey Young's not coming back anytime soon. He's got straight DNPs. He's supposed to be back soon. If Kobe comes back, he does have a cap of 9, projects for just over 19. I think you can get away with it. It's not my favorite, but again, if you need to do it, you can do it. Let's go back to actually, I want to go to Aaron Neesmith, who we've talked about last week. His cap has come up a little bit, up to 23, but he also projects a little bit higher too. If we look at the most recent game week here, he only put up 12 against the Cavs. That was a weird matchup, but I do think we'll see him against Detroit. That should pop a little bit more. So I'm fine with Neesmith if you need to go there. Trace Jackson Davis. I feel like Steve Kerr can't figure out what he wants to do with his lineup. Some days Trace is starting, sometimes he's coming off the bench. But you can see here his rare is pretty up there. It's up to $52. His limited is up to $7. But whether he's coming off the bench or he's starting, his minutes seem pretty secure. He feels like he's going to play 24 to 32 minutes a game. And he's been pretty consistent, right? For a cap of 22, his last 5 outings, 28, 32, 23, 24, 42 against the Knicks. So his cap is up to 22. He projects for just over 31. They've got 2 games this game week. I kind of like that. And then a guy that I wanted to get into as well here is Mr. Slow-Mo Kyle Anderson, who we talked a little bit on Live Before Lock on Monday. Pretty cheap here. For like $3, you can get his limited year 1, for 14, his rare year 1. So you look at his last night's game, and last night finished the game with 31 so rare points. He's got a cap of 20. His last 4 outings, 23, 33, 27, 31. Now, there's a couple of things we got to keep in mind with this play. Like, and I just want to say too, last night he got 31. He also got like 3 fouls in his first 5 minutes into the game. So Kyle Anderson's ceiling's a little bit higher than that. I will say if Rudy Gobert and Naz Reid, who were both questionable heading into last night's game and both did not play, if they both come back, Kyle Anderson's ceiling is considerably lower. And if they're both back, I don't really like it. If just one of them is back, I do like it. And if both of them are out, I love it. I do suspect Rudy is back this weekend. Naz Reid, though, he took a shot to the head 2 nights ago, and that was like sort of the concern there. So again, I think you got to pay attention to the injury news. It's early in the week, so just keep that in mind here. And then Zubac continues to project well. Trey Jones is a cap of 27, the projection at 35. But I think like this is a little bit a shorter episode this week because I think we're seeing a lot of the caps even out a little bit, and the value is more in those mid-tier guys, those like 35 to 50, like your Halliburtons, your Devin Bookers. But I think to like recap here, figuring out the Toronto pieces that you want to play, Agbaji, Nwora, I think they're both Eileen Nwora over Agbaji. If somehow Jonte Porter gets a card in the next couple days, Jonte Porter would be a great play. And then paying attention to the Washington news the rest of the way out, like what they're doing with Kuzma, Tyus Jones. But and here's one other guy. Johnny Davis is going to maybe project well because he's out there. Johnny Davis is not good at basketball. Do not get fooled by the Johnny Davis noise. But I think that's going to be it for this game week. I think we're really at this point in the season where we have to pay attention to the news because some teams are just like, I want to see what we got with our young guys. Other teams are going to be resting for the playoffs while some teams are going to be going full throttle. Like the Pelicans now only a half game back from the Clippers for that 4-5 seed. And that's like a pretty considerable difference. The 6, 7, 8 seeds in both the West and the East, which is the Pacers, the Sixers, and the Heat in the East. And then in the West, you have the Kings, Suns, and Mavericks. They're all going to be jockeying very aggressively, trying to get themselves into position for the playoffs to try to avoid the play-in. And then honestly, even at the top of the West, we saw Minnesota go full throttle with Denver last night with a very impressive game. And shut up Minnesota. I know we don't give moral victories often, but for them to be on a back-to-back super shorthanded, really almost take that game from Denver was pretty impressive. But like Denver, OKC, and Minnesota are just separated by a game. So I think you're going to still see some jockeying for the 1 seed as well. So we're going to have to pay attention to news and rotations and all that fun stuff. But as always, hope this was helpful. If this is your first time checking out our content, do me a favor, like the video, subscribe to the channel, hit the notification bell. And I look forward to seeing you guys on Friday for a little live before lock. And hey, sign up for the VIP. Give me your cash so I can reinvest in those rare tier giveaways because I am giving away so many cards. All right, we'll see you on Friday. We out.